truth seekers. Welcome back to Conspiracy Voodoo. And today, we will be reviewing videos posted on the mysteries and paranormals from around the globe. Every day, a new video is posted on social media about strange mysteries and questionable theories. The real question is, can this be true, or are we being played? So please sit back, relax, and prepare yourselves as we once again delve into the hidden depths of the enigmatic world of the conspiracy voodoo.
This is a very disturbing story, but I want you to try to explain it to people, how people were dying in these hospitals and rats would eat the eyeballs of the people who were dying, and children who were starving would eat the rats, and then the children would die and the rats would eat the children.
One thing that I still remember is my sister and I was walking by the well. Like in North Korea, we don't have a switch, we don't have running water, obviously. We have to go to well or river to bring the drinking water. And there's a young teenage boy, I think, lying down, and his intestines coming out of his back. When you're really malnourished, that thing all opens up. You got zero fats, every hole all opens, and you see dogs looking at his organs coming out, and he was still somehow conscious, begging for food at the time.
He was begging for food while his organs were coming out of his body.
Yeah.
Club 33, where you have to pay 6 figures just to join. You pretty much have to be invited. It's a very exclusive club. The only real benefits of this club are like these secret restaurants in Disney.
Oh, I heard those are good, though.
You don't want to know what's on that menu. Apparently, there's a club within that club where they throw private parties for the elite, the ultra-wealthy. People have snuck in and taken pictures inside these places, and they have artwork and statues of Baphomet.
I was thinking Boba Fett.
And they say that Walt Disney, in his parks, created a bunch of secret passageways. And there can be access through the Club 33 rooms. Why would they even need secret passageways in these kingdoms?
What are you eating over there?
We eat, depends, right? In the summertime, we do eat more plants. But the thing is, after June 1st, end of May, a lot of plants become poisonous. So until then, poison level is not as high, so we can pretty much eat any plants if we want. Even tree leaves are fine. But after June 1st, we have to be a lot careful what mushroom that we pick up, what plants we eat. We eat a lot of, in the fall, we eat a lot of grasshoppers and a lot of bugs. And then in the winter is the time when we a lot of eat frozen, potatoes or a dried cabbage like that. And spring is where we die. We call spring is the season of death.
It is.
Because right before anything grows in nature. And winter time, all our stock's gone. And it's hard to find even one single rat to eat in the spring.
It sounds like all of the food comes from what you grow, or talk about eating insects.
Mm-hmm.
Does the state provide any food?
Right, you cannot grow them because we cannot own a land. The land is a countries, right? The regimes is a collective farm. So we are forced to work in a collective farm all year, 10 hours a day minimum. Then when the harvest comes, what they do, they come and take all the harvest away. They don't give it to the farmers. They give you maybe a little bit of potatoes, and then what they do is this is a royalty grain. So you need to submit this grain to the government to show your royalty, otherwise you get punished. So this is thing called the royalty grain that we always have to give it to the regime, despite we don't have anything. And the regime determines that they decided somehow it's easy to do socialism when there are less people. And it's easy to control the population when they are starving.
Mm-hmm.
Because as a North Korean, all day you are thinking about is how I'm gonna find the next meal. If you make one day, you're not knowing if you're gonna make it tomorrow, right? So you're constantly just thinking about only finding food and surviving. Then regime knows that they don't need to worry about us, because we are not gonna thinking about starting revolution.
Jim Carrey was trying to expose the secrets of the government and the Illuminati, but we weren't listening to him? You need to see this. So Jim Carrey went on the Jimmy Kimmel Live show several years ago to promote a movie, and during his entrance, he just kept flashing the symbol of the Illuminati to everyone. He didn't even let Jimmy ask one question about his movie. He spent his whole time trying to wake people up and just expose and talk about the government. The producers had no idea he was going to do this.
Have you, you don't know what it is.
I have no idea.
You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know. I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile so you don't know what's really going on.
The producers had no clue he was going to do that, and it sounded like people were laughing during the interview, but everyone who went to the live taping exposed that no one was laughing. It was completely silent, and they just edited laugh tracks over it, which makes it so much creepier. People are worried for his health and safety now after putting himself on the line like this, and the weird fact that he's had less jobs recently, and now he's suddenly choosing to retire.
Well, I'm retiring, and this is something you might never hear another celebrity say. I have enough. I've done enough. I am enough.
I'm going to show you one last crazy clip of what he said, but before I do, make sure you follow so you find to know the craziest conspiracy theories about each of these celebrities and requests who you want to see next.
You know what they're trying to do? They're trying to turn us into, consumer drones of some sort. Hold on, I just got to get this. I'm sorry, Jimmy. I was temporarily interrupted by my iPhone 6 Plus.
Does anyone want to tell me how in 1927 Universal Studios came up with this picture of the world? When the first picture of the world wasn't available until the 1960s through NASA? Almost 40 years later? How did Universal Studios know that this is what the world looked like? Especially from space, when we hadn't been to space yet. Does anyone know? Anyone want to guess?
There's a CIA document that came out. Everybody just started talking about it now. It's called the Adam and Eve story. It basically explains how the world is going to end. Has it been true? It makes sense. They say the world is going to end because the poles, North and South Pole, they shift every 12,000 to 15,000 years. And once they shift, it causes a giant apocalypse. Big earthquakes, giant tsunamis. Once the apocalypse happens, we go right back to the Stone Age. And it said that our first humans, as us, it was 10,000 years ago. So if you think about it, 10,000 years ago, we're in year 2000. We're at 12,000 years right now. And now you see global warming and shit like that. In the book, it says that we are the sixth civilization that came out of the apocalypse. So we just get to a certain point in life and then it just hard to reset. And that explains a lot because remember how you were saying that the Sahara Desert used to be green and the Antarctica used to have forests and like that? Yeah. That's what happens. It switches
everything, flips. Yeah.
So now some places turn cold, some places turn hot. That's why they was talking about the flood in the Bible like that. That's probably what happened to Atlantis and shit like that.
I was just about to say Atlantis. It would make sense for a city in the water if the water wasn't there before.
Did Prince really just say this?
When I was a kid, I used to see these trails in the sky all the time. And so that's cool. A jet just went over. And then you started to see a whole bunch of them. And next thing you know, everybody in your neighborhood was fighting and arguing and you didn't know why.
Now come on, man. This is just from heavy air traffic, there has to be some sort of airport nearby. These streaks in the sky are caused by the water vapor in the airplane's engine, and the low temperature causes ice crystals. It's not like they could just turn it off or... Okay, I don't know what that was about, but this is testing the weight limits of the planes, right, for passengers. And no, those aren't hoses hooking up to anything. Yeah, they're just testing the planes, guys. Now that's how they do their little writing in the sky, you know what I'm saying? It's just a crazy conspiracy.
Have you heard the crazy conspiracy theory that with every massive stadium tour going on right now, that there are a lot of demonic messages being unwillfully taken in by the huge crowds every night? At Beyonce's Stadium Renaissance World Tour, there's a scary interlude that takes fans by surprise that begins with a portal hypnosis, as if to control you and draw you in. Then it gets scary when messages like, whoever controls the media controls the mind, pop up on the screen. Then it's terrifying when mind control messages pop up on the screen in between placements of Beyonce's face and a picture of a human in a submissive, worshipy pose. Fans were saying they were getting so uncomfortable during this part they were looking away. Second, the known suspected Satanist The Weeknd was so shameless and blatantly, for no reason, flashed Satan's name on the Jumbotron at his stadium concert. He's not even hiding his affinity for Satan at this point. It actually flashed twice. I'm making sure that you saw it. Fans and viewers often said they felt very uncomfortable at his whole run of his stadium tour because the thing just felt like one big demonic ritual that they were forced to be a part of. Before I show you the scariest one, make sure you follow so you finally know the craziest conspiracy theories about all your favorite celebrities and request who you want to see next. Lastly, there's literally a demonic chant screamed by all the fans at the Taylor Swift Eras tour during her song Willow, and they all yell, "Summon the demons." Summon the demons, man! Summon the demons! They do this as Taylor is literally dressed as a witch with her whole coven, and there's a ceremonial huge fire in the middle of the forest. Does that remind you of anything? You've probably heard a lot of conspiracy theories about Beyonce, but the biggest one is that all these rumors are her fault because she's a beautiful, pathological liar. The first theory is that she faked her pregnancy with Blue Ivy, allegedly using a surrogate and committing to using a fake pregnancy bump. This video of Beyonce sitting down for an interview and her fake baby bump folding seemingly confirmed the rumor for people and made a lot of people think she's lying, because why would her whole belly fold? Real baby bumps don't do that.
Beyonce is faking her baby bump after
she's either giving birth to a frisbee or Stewie from Family Guy.
The second conspiracy that people think Beyonce is lying about is that she lied about being younger so she could have a prolonged career and reach a younger audience. The secret was kept tight-lipped by NDAs, but people slip up, like her own dad. Like when in an interview he was comparing Pink, Usher, and Beyonce because they were all born within the same year, not 2 years after. Or when Gabrielle Union slipped up and said in an interview that her and Beyonce have been friends since they were both teenagers at the same time. Huh? Or for Beyonce's alleged 38th birthday, her mom posted the wrong age, saying she's 39 on Instagram, and then had to edit it to 38 because they can't keep the lie straight. Or when Good Morning America host Biana Goladriga said that her and Beyonce went to high school together for at least 2 years.
I remember her passing through the hallways. And so for 2 years, I didn't even make the connection that she went to my high school.
Before I say what Beyonce thought about this, make sure you follow so you finally know all the craziest conspiracy theories about each of these celebrities and request who you want to see next. Beyonce said the pregnancy rumor is stupid and she would never be that vain, and that her real age is what she tells us, 40.
The glitter conspiracy is one that probably will show up on this list, and that one's pretty stupid. But it's also kind of cool.
I'm having trouble remembering that one. How's it go?
There's an interesting fact that like 80% of the world's glitter is produced in 2 factories, both of which are in New Jersey. That's weird. You hear that stat and you're like, hey, I'm interested in that stat. I want to learn some more about glitter.
Tell me about this glitter.
So apparently glitter is like highly secretive. The whole process for how it's made is more protected than like Fort Knox. Like the journalist went there. She was like, can I see how glitter is made? They're like, absolutely not. Like you can't even come into the factory. It's like such a secret thing. And so the thing that people really latched on to was someone at the glitter factory basically kind of said along the lines of like, you'll never guess who our top customers are. Like you'll never guess. And it made people go like, well, what is it? Who's buying glitter? Yeah.
I mean, think, what are the practical uses of glitter? Like, you put it on a birthday card, maybe. That's it.
Sometimes you put it on your body.
If you're Britney Spears in the Toxic music video, you put it on your body.
Which I frequently am when I'm trying to go to sleep. I do dress up like Britney Spears in the Toxic music video.
But who has it? Who has it? Yeah.
It's called the glitter conspiracy. So there's this main glitter manufacturing. It's called Glitter X.
Glitter X.
And one guy from the New York Times it was like weirdly top secret. He was talking to one of the higher ups. Yeah,
because there's a shortage.
Yeah, so
that's the biggest thing.
There's a shortage in the world.
He started talking to him just because he's like, okay, so there's a shortage. What's happening? Who's your bit? Like he's just asking questions.
Yeah, and so he asked if he can get a tour of the place, and the guy's like, absolutely not. He said you can't even be in a room next to it and hear how it's being made.
What about the sound of it being made would
Don't know.
ruin
What if
the
it's just
secret?
aliens?
I need you to make this glitter now.
But there's one company, she said, that is the biggest buyer of all glitter. And he says, what is it? And she said, I can't tell you that. He said, if I looked at it, would I know it's glitter? Talking about the product that they use this glitter in, the main buyer of glitter. And she said, no, not really. They don't want anyone to know that it is.
I don't know if you all have been paying attention, but this man is clearly playing both sides. Isn't it obvious by now? How you get a public platform to expose their secrets and nothing happens to you? I can't make this up. Like, if you actually sit there and think about it, does that make sense to you? I keep telling people they have to expose what they're doing. And if we continue to go along with it, we have consented. And therefore, they will continue what they're doing.
Alex Jones, he's made some mistakes and some big ones. But he's also actually exposed some real shit. And he owns up to the mistakes he's made. They're not good. He doesn't think they're good. There's a thing about finding conspiracies everywhere that's not good for your brain. I really believe this. I think that if you go looking for those things and that's all you look for, and you look for them all the time, you can get real paranoid and real crazy. And then there's also a bunch of people that are trying to stop you from doing that because you do expose some crazy shit.
Yeah.
You know, he was talking about Epstein a long time ago.
I know.
A long time ago. He was saying there's a fucking island, and they take all these rich politicians and some celebrities, and they bang these kids. And I was like, come on. He was telling me this a long time ago. So he's also the one who told me about Bohemian Grove. Well, I actually watched it. I think this tape was actually made before I met him. So he went and snuck in to this place where, like, former presidents go. There's a photograph of it's Ronald Reagan with Herbert Walker Bush and a couple other people all standing around. And it's like, these are the people that used to hang out at this place, and they would put on robes, and they would worship an owl god, and they would burn an effigy. And they're playing, and Alex snuck in and made video footage of this shit. And then no one's denying that it's real. This really did happen. So they're in with these bankers and former presidents, and they're dressed like druids.
Yes.
And some guy brings over something it's an effigy that's supposed to be a body, a wrapped up effigy. It's also a bunch of sticks in a blanket, but it's like shaped like a body.
Yeah.
And then they drop it on the fire, and they're all worshiping an owl god.
Why is that bad?
Imagine if you saw those, if that's what your business is, just finding those things. How crazy you think you get?
First of all, wait.
Then you add in vodka and head wounds.
Wait, hold on, wait. Go to the vodka and head wounds part. What do you mean?
Alex Jones.
Okay, I got you.
I swear if Alex Jones and Joe Rogan don't stop the foolery. Look at this. Like, look. Sir, you did not sneak in. You was invited. Do you think we are dumb? You were invited. Nobody just sneaks in to something like that. Like, make it make sense. These people are literally joking and making fun of us. They think we are dumb. They really do.
I remember when I was growing up in Rockwell, Texas, I ran into like a satanic cult. I was like, God, this girl's a senior in high school. She's super hot. I'm in ninth grade, and like she's picking me up in her Mercedes, and I'm taking me some mansion. And the sex with her is incredible. And I'm walking out of the house because I looked like I was about 16 when I was 13. And the dad goes, "You like screwing my daughter?" "Yeah, I screw her too." Whoa. "And just as soon as you join us, you love Lucifer, you get all the hell you want, boy, because we want you." But really? Oh yeah, but that's man. I've had an incredible life. Look also I do now. I mean, look at, but the point is that hell, you're in LA, you know about all this. But the point is I don't know about all that. The point is that then the Satanists, because I never really got into Satanists, and they said, well, what do you want? Because I don't want to be. They go, well, we want you to kill your dog. Whoa. And so the point is that now, all these years later, kill a loving thing that serves you, cares about you, is interface. Dogs are very psychic. They're psychic buffers. Dogs are able to interface with you. And they want you to take something that's ready to die for you, and they want you to kill that. That's like killing a child. A dog is very similar to a child. Yeah. Very spiritual, very holy, very good. A dog will take on its master's aura, and it can be evil. But Joe, I'm just totally spilling my.
This is one of the cautionary tale. When Stan Meyer's collection of technologies were acquired by this other entity, and I said, whoever gets it, tell them they have to do it open source, in front of the whole world. The whole world's going to be watching this technology being refined, developed, released, without any intellectual property for that, without patent, because otherwise they're not going to survive their launch. I got this call a couple years later, who had ended up being the money behind that acquisition. And he says, these people are running for their lives. They are looking for an eco-friendly country that they can get to because they're being threatened in America. I said, you'd have to go to another star system. There's no place on this planet where the henchmen of these kind of Fourth Reich fascists won't find you. And they didn't want to let go of the greed and profit motive. They wanted to be the next Rockefellers of energy, you see. So that is the Achilles heel. Next thing I know, I meet with a guy in Orange County, California, who knew one of the people who was with that engineering team. And the man said this guy came in, was crying like a baby because every single one of them had been killed and the technology vanished.
Side Job was one of those shows that had to be stopped because even though it was just a cartoon, it would low-key drop gems from time to time. Check it out real quick.
You can consume anything, even massive lethal amounts of fructose. Consume. Dear BBC, whatever Patriot News just said was wrong. Here are some synonyms to wrong. Scurrilous, malfeasance, incorrectitude. What matters most is that we all come together and eat quinoa. Consume. Oh, I love cable news. It's like watching the apocalypse in slow motion.
Imagine if outraged viewers on both sides knew the truth about the Gigi-run media.
Our conspiracies aren't going to cover up themselves. That's why my department creates meaningless controversies to distract the country from the truth.
And that's the end of today's videos, but trust me, there's always more. Conspiracies are all around us. We just need to pay close attention. If you really like what you saw and you want me to post more content like this, then please hit that like and subscribe button along with the notification bell. Join us next time as we unravel more secrets and embark on another journey into the realm of conspiracy. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and always remember, question everything.